What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We're back on the Desolation map. Today is Monday, but don't get the Monday blues, because it's a short week. If you're in America, that is. We got turkey coming. If you're not in America, disregard the previous statement. Alright. We're going to be working on this black skyscraper again today. I would just want to get it done. This is one of those projects where I can't work on it for a long period of time. I do a little bit at a time. I take a long break and I come back and do a little bit more. I don't know why. It's just the same thing over and over. Just room after room after room of similar type things. Let me get on the juice here so we can see what we're doing. I was working on this in a previous video and I just put it down once the video is over. So I'm going to come in here and finish it up today. Of course, it's going to be in fast forward because today is Monday. And that's what we do on Mondays. We get to speed building. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to I'm going to finish this kitchen. Then I'm going to start in on a bedroom, and I'm going to see if I can finish that bedroom. And maybe even start on another bedroom. We'll see. We'll see how much time allows today. Alright, so let's hop into the creative question of the week, because today is Monday. And this is a really good question. I've been saving this question. I wanted to answer it when it first came, but a lot of more timely questions came up, so I saved it. But here we go. We got it now. So this question comes to us from Kellen Brown, and it's a long one. Let's read this quickly. Great video, Bean. I like the use of Odab's Brewery. All right. So I have a creative question of the week for you. I know you've said that you were 32, and so am I. I figure we grew up in the same generation and probably share similar views of how video games have impacted our lives. Anyway, I live in a small community that I would say is predominantly conservative, and most of the citizens are older. For the most part, you can say that my area is a retirement community. A few weeks ago, on the local news source website, My Motherlode had this poll. Keep in mind that this was around the time when we had our last school shooting in my community. Anyway, I personally do not agree with a poll like this, and I think that it is more problem of a mental health than an influence of video games in my opinion, but I would like to know your opinion. Do you believe that video games have any influence on violence, or do you think they're just taking the easy blame for another issue? Thanks, Bean, and keep it up. More followers are sure to come. Do violent video games cause an increase in violent behavior? And then he's got the poll results there. 71% say yes. Oh my goodness. Great question, Kellen Brown. This is an age-old question, and it's been beaten to death, Hillary Clinton would have us believe that video games cause kids to become violent. And I think we all agree that that statement is completely ridiculous. I mean, you guys are not necessarily going to like my opinion on this issue. Now, do I think that video games make people do violent acts? Absolutely not. I mean, come on. No one is going to go out and commit crimes because they did so in GTA. Okay, people have more sense than that. Most people, at least, are connected to reality in such a way that doesn't make sense. Okay, you know what I mean? But I don't think that video games are completely harmless to children. Now, like you said, I'm an older gamer. I've been playing games for the majority of my life. I think I first got a game system when I was like 8 or 9. So I got a little bit of a late start compared to most people. Most people are, playing games out of the... Actually, no, I was playing games before that. I was playing computer games before that. So I've been playing games my whole life, pretty much. And, I can sort of see their effect on me personally. I don't know how they affect other people, although I have my opinions. I don't know for sure, but I know for sure how they've affected me. And yeah, I'm not a violent person, and I've played a lot of violent video games in my time. A lot of violent video games. I feel like that's the strength of video games. That's the whole point behind them. Is there a way for you to live vicariously, to enter into a fantasy world? It's a way for you to do something you can't do in real life. In real life, you don't necessarily get to be a fighter pilot. You don't necessarily get to be a soldier. You don't necessarily get to be a wizard. You know what I mean? But in the video game, you live that narrative. You get to be those things. And that's why people love video games, because it's a chance for them to act out something that they want to do in life, but they can't for whatever reason. And sometimes that involves violence and crime and stuff like that. So I think that video games are actually the opposite. They give us a release so that we don't have to do these things in life. right? People play Grand Theft Auto so they don't have to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. But, people want to drive all crazy on the freeway, right? You'd love to just go 150 down the wrong way. But we know that there's consequences to doing that, and we don't want to do it, okay? But we can do it in Grand Theft Auto, and it's fun, okay? Now, so, yes, video games do not cause people to do violent things, okay? I think that's pretty simple. Everyone knows that. But, here's the part you're not going to like. I know that video games can desensitize people to violence. And that's a very negative thing. Very negative. So, while GTA won't make you go and drive crazy on the freeway in real life, it might change your thoughts on prostitutes. Okay? It might make you think misogynistic thoughts. That's the real danger of video games. They're exposing children to things that they shouldn't be exposed to at a very young age. So let's say, for example, a small child loves Call of Duty. And, it's pretty harmless. He's playing a video game. Yes, he's going around shooting people, but it's not real. And it's fun. You kill somebody and he respawns and then you laugh about it, right? It's fun. It's a game. But what does that kid now think about soldiers? He probably thinks soldiers are pretty cool. In real life, they get to live out the fantasies that he only gets to experience in the video game. So he probably idolizes those people. Oh, you get to shoot an AR-15? Oh, so cool, right? But in reality, that soldier gets paid to kill people. It's not a good thing. Maybe you would disagree with me, and that's fine. I don't care if you disagree with me. But yeah, a trained soldier is someone who's trained to kill people, and that's a negative thing. That's something we don't need in our society. That's something that's holding our society back. And video games glorify that sort of thing. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and I was in the party chat, and some kid entered my party. I mean, he was killing us, and he joined our party, and he was about 8 years old. Just a little kid with a squeaker voice, very cute little innocent kid. And I asked him, where's your parents? Because he was about 8 years old playing Grand Theft Auto. If you don't know about Grand Theft Auto, the point of the game is to kill people, to sell drugs, to do drugs, to have sex with prostitutes, to do illegal crimes to make money. Basically, the lowest, scummiest part of humanity is bundled up into that game, okay? And he's 8 years old. And so I was like, where is your parents? Where are your parents? How are you playing this game? And he says, oh, my mom lets me. He was British. He said, my mom lets me play. And I was like, well, where is she? He's like, oh, she's right here. And I said, let me talk to her, just as a joke. He's like, okay, I'll put her on. And he put his mom in the Xbox Live party. And so I was like, first thing I said, I was like, do you know what your son is playing? And she goes, oh yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto. He loves this game. And I'm like, well, do you know that the point of this game is to murder and do drugs and to do crimes and all that? And she goes, yeah, I know. I supervise. I watch him play. I watch him play? Like, he's still playing. Just because you're sitting there, it doesn't mean that he's not murdering hookers. You know what I mean? He's 8 years old. So we got into this big argument, his mom and I was like, well, you're exposing your child to these things. He's 8 years old, and he's murdering hookers. Now, he's not going to grow up to murder hookers, but he might grow up to be okay with the idea. You know what I mean? Man, it's not a good thing to these games are reprogramming our minds, basically. All the external, all media, TV, movies, books, music, they're not, programming is it's a weird word to be using, okay? But they're changing the way you think. on very subtle levels that you can't really perceive and you don't even know about. They're changing the way you think. So when you hear rap lyrics that are very misogynistic, you maybe not even agree with it, but slowly you're being programmed to become accepting of it. Instead of being shocked and appalled by it, slowly you sort of accept it, and then you just allow it to be, because you've been programmed now. It's been shoved into your face, and this could be anything: drugs, guns, violence, whatever, whatever. So it's been shoved in your face so many times at a young age that you're just accepting of it now. And no longer do you fight against it. You just allow it to be. You've given up, basically. And so that's what these things are doing to kids, basically. So as a parent, it's not enough to watch your child play these violent games. You have to be more proactive. You can't let them play them. I mean, honestly, come on. Call of Duty, even. I don't think anyone under the age of 13 should be playing that game. I mean, you're killing people. I mean, it's the biggest game in the world, and it's about killing people. What does that say about our society? That the most popular video game in the world is a game where you take an assault rifle and you have to mow down as many people as you can. What is that saying about our society? And it's getting worse and worse. Thank God for Minecraft, guys. Minecraft is like the anti-Call of Duty, the anti-shooter, It's teaching us that you don't have to destroy to have fun. In fact, you can create. And it's more fun. That's why I love Minecraft so much. In a world where we're just destroying everything, this game says, wait a second. Why aren't you creating? And I think that's the most important message this game has for us. Yeah, it's fun, kill creepers or whatever. It's got some violent side to it. But at the base of this game, it's saying you need to be creative. Because we're living in a world where creativity is becoming more and more forgotten. More and more forgotten. People are being less and less creative with YouTube. Like, you're watching this video right now, you could be making something. But instead, you're spending your time not creating. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you're gaming. Like, how are you affecting your brain? And it's you're not going to be able to realize it in the moment. It's going to take years, and it's going to take you looking back on your life and seeing the effects of these games on you personally. And it's not going to happen until you're my age, until you're in your 30s. So I'm telling you guys, these games are influencing you, just as all external things influence you in some way. So be aware of how you're being affected by these things and how your thoughts are being changed, and try to keep your head on your shoulders, guys, and keep sight of what's really important. Keep playing Minecraft and keep being creative, because that is what's important. Because these games, so many of them are just about destruction and chaos. And I mean, what is a happy game? I mean, when was the last game that came out that was really popular, that was sort of like Minecraft, about creating and spreading positivity? I can't even think of one. Fallout, you're surviving in a nuclear wasteland. Battlefront, you're killing more people. I mean, all these games that are coming out are all violent and negative. Grand Theft Auto, I already talked about that. So I mean, where's the positivity? Who's teaching the kids to innovate? You know what I mean? Besides Minecraft, we're not. So you guys got to be aware of that. Okay, please be aware of that. And I don't know, maybe put less stock into video games, less time into video games, more time creating stuff. Whether it's through Minecraft, or through writing, or through making videos, or through drawing, art, or carpentry, or pottery. Build something, make something. Make something, guys. Quit being so passive. Learn from Minecraft. They're teaching us the way. Right? They are teaching us the way. So I'm just going to go into here for a second and show you the differences, because the black building is lower class. This one's more upper class, so it's a little bit more spacious, as you guys can see. Things are, it's bigger, So I just want to show you guys the contrast between the classes, the socio-economic classes in Coveton, and just as in any other city in the world, you are put in a box based on how much money you have. If anyone tries to put you in any kind of box, especially if they're basing it on how much money you have, ignore that person for the rest of your life. You don't even need that person in your life, because life's not about money. Like I just talked about being creative, you don't need a cent to be creative. You can be homeless, begging for change, and still be creative. So that's something that can never be taken away from you. So exercise that ability at all times, guys. Yeah, that's it for me. I hope I didn't upset you too much. Leave a like or dislike, whatever. Argue with me in the comments. I don't care. I'm just being me. I don't care what you think. No, I do care what you think. So let me know in the comments. I just don't. If you disagree, I do care too. So leave that in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about video games. All right. That's it for me. Happy Minecrafting, guys. Peace.